Hey, this is B from Kong's Arrest, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Star Wars Stern pinball machine. May the 4th be with you. Now let's start off by going to the Stern Pinball website and seeing the different versions of the Star Wars pinball machine. So you'll see the Pro model here, which is what I'm going to be reviewing today, as well as a Premium and Limited Edition, which has different artwork that you can see there, but there are some noticeable differences in the Premium and Limited Edition. Most noticeably, in the Premium versions and Limited Edition, you'll see this hyperspace metal ramp here, as well as a molded Millenium Falcon that's there. So those are some nice additions to the Premium and Limited Editions. There's also an interactive exploding Death Star that I don't get in my Pro version, but the gameplay is still really good. It's the same. It has these plastic ramps instead of the metal ones. So all in all, I'm still satisfied with my Pro edition. After seeing the Premium Limited, I was like, oh, I kind of want those little toys and extra goodies, but we're gonna do some modding later on to add in that Millenium Falcon and maybe spruce up the pinball machine a little bit more. But anyways, the Pro edition at this moment today in 2022, this costs $6,899. That's the MSRP for the Pro edition. The Premium edition goes for $8,999. I don't think the limited edition version is available anymore because you can see it's sold out. It says the MSRP is $9,000. It is not that much anymore. Pinball volume has gone up. And the reason why I mention is because the pinball prices and value definitely keeps and holds its value. I purchased this used through a place called Captain's Auction Warehouse back on June of 2021. And I won my Pro pinball machine for a grand total of $5,200. But wait, I didn't pay that out the door because I did have to pay a buyer's premium plus tax. So in the end, this costed me about $5,900, just under $6,000. But at the time, back when I purchased this, the MSRP was $6,000. So I was pretty much getting a used machine for somewhat of a new price. It didn't seem like that much of a good deal for some people at the time. But now you can see my value of my pinball has already gone up because the MSRP of the Pro editions have gone up too. So that was really cool. I was really happy with my purchase from Captain's Auctions. I did a live pickup of that. This was the machine that I got. Beautiful condition. And just some other additional details about the Pro pinball machine. This is still available. You can purchase this today from other places for $6,899. So a lot of places will honor that MSRP. You might find it used for a little bit cheaper, but you can still find this pinball machine today. Again, this machine came out in 2017. It was designed by Steve Ritchie, who is one of the greatest pinball designers of all time. You might recognize him because these are all the pinball machines he's ever put together. Led Zeppelin, Star Wars, Black Knight, Sword of the Rage, some of the different AC/DC, Spider-Man, Game of Thrones. Going down here, some other notable ones: 2017 or 7 Spider-Man, World Poker Tour, Terminator 2, Rise of the Machines, but he also did Getaway, The Next Generation, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. If these are some of your favorite pinball machines, this was the designer of that particular machine for Star Wars Pinball. So I'm excited about having this over the last year and playing it. And Steve Ritchie was definitely a notable designer that helped me with my purchase to know that it was one of his designs. But let's get into looking at my pinball machine. When I first started researching a real pinball machine, I had to think long and hard about which IP I wanted in my game room, and Star Wars was a no-brainer for me. This is one of the most iconic brands, and when I first saw this cab, I fell in love. The artwork on the sides with the ships on one side, the Millenium Falcon on the other, it just looks absolutely gorgeous with that original art. You have Darth Vader on one side, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi on the other side, and this beautiful back box marquee image, the 15-inch LCD DMD in the back, and the gorgeous Playfield. Lights galore. I saw this and was like, wow, I didn't know modern pinball machines could look so good. I was used to seeing dot matrix displays and things, so this was absolutely gorgeous from start to finish. So after launching the ball, it launches to the middle of the playfield and has some drop targets on your left. There's a large TIE Fighter toy which becomes a main target. There's a giant left-hand ramp which helps start events on the left-hand side going down that plastic chute. You have another right-hand ramp that also goes down the right-hand side as a plastic chute. There's some mystery targets on the right-hand side, an outer loop. This is a very fast table with lots of ramps. Not a lot of trick shots here, but it is very speedy. So once you start your game, you'll enter a character select menu and you can use your left flipper to navigate the different characters. You have Han, you have Luke, R2, Leia. So between those 4 characters, you can also use your right flipper and select through different missions to start off with. Now the great thing about this game is that it keeps high scores for each character, so you have lots of replay value trying different missions and mastering each one. Let's jump into some demo gameplay. So here I am starting a brand new game, and this is a Steve Ritchie designed table, which means there's a very open playfield and it's very fast, which means often you're gonna drain. But the cool thing is each character has their own ball save animation, which I think is a nice touch in case you drain early, but you can get back in action. This is a really fun feature when you hit that TIE Fighter toy. You can hit the TIE Fighter and then you're gonna use that event button to smash on it, grab some extra points, so it's a very interactive feature that I love about this table. On the right hand side of the table, there's a mystery catcher where R2-D2 goes through the select menu and automatically randomly you get some extra bonus things. So here I got a bonus multiplier. It's just a nice little feature to add more elements to the table. On the right hand side, once you go up that ramp, this is one of the hyperspace ramps where you're going to be able to shoot towards that Death Star. This is where it changes. In the premium version, that's when the Death Star would have exploded. You don't get that feature in the Pro model. Another feature I like are all the different events you can unlock and play throughout the game. This is a lightsaber duel battle where you have limited times to hit various ramp shots to add time or attack your opponent. This is very stressful, it's fun to play, and there's lots of different types of events you can unlock throughout the game as well. Here I am hitting that TIE Fighter once again, and if you hit the TIE Fighter enough times, you're going to unlock TIE Fighter multi-ball. Now here's the multi-ball with 3 different balls all over the playfield. Again, this is a super fast table, and I drain like crazy. Can barely control my balls. I need to catch them on my flippers a little bit more. I need some more practice, but I didn't do too well on this multi-ball. It's fun to play. Again, there's so many things you can unlock on this table. There's events, there's multi-balls. There is an even video demo, which I'll show in just a second as well. But it's fun. I have not yet mastered this. I love playing it, and there I am down to 1 ball already. So here's a demo of when you activate video mode, where you use your left and right flippers to navigate the Millenium Falcon on the LCD DMD screen. This is a super cool feature. I didn't know LCD DMDs existed until a few years ago, so I absolutely love this. So let's take a look inside the coin door. Here's your service and volume buttons to change options on the machine. This is a fully coin operated machine that's set to free play, and the inside is absolutely insane. I have such appreciation for mechanical pinball now. So eventually at some point I'm gonna have to learn how to repair things that break down. This is only 5 years old, but it's good to know. So here I'm releasing some latches for the lockdown bar, and then I'm gonna carefully slide out the tempered glass playfield protector. And so doing this, you want to be extremely careful so you don't break anything. Here's some things I'm eventually going to have to replace: the rubbers on the flippers. Here's some of the drop targets. There's tons of LEDs all over the place. I haven't had to do any basic maintenance yet. It's only 5 years old, but this is beautiful to see on the inside where I can add more toys. There's a second LCD screen, and there are some things we can do to mod it and update it. So let's check those out. So to spruce up your cab, one of the things you can do is replace that plain black side with this side blade art here. So you can see these 2 that I'm going to be installing on the side. Stern sells these as well, and there's some third-party folks that make them, but these will add some nice elements. Next, I'm going to add some toys like this Millenium Falcon, which is on the premium and limited versions. These are Star Wars miniatures that work perfect here. This is a Star Destroyer I'm going to add in that top right corner, which I think will add some nice elements. There's also other Star Wars miniatures and things I've been playing around with to see if I can add X-Wing fighters, more TIE fighters. We will see what I plan to do. Not sure. Lastly, I was thinking about making my own R2-D2 topper. There was a real topper for this that had R2-D2 on it. It's super expensive, but we're going to see if I can make it work. So final thoughts on my Star Wars Pro Stern Pinball machine. Now I've had this machine for almost a year now, and do I love it? Yes, because it's my first pinball machine, but could it be better? Probably. If I had to do it over again, I probably would have gotten the premium version because I like the metal ramps and that hyperspace feature ramp. I saw it in action, it's freaking cool, but the Pro version works. It's definitely more commercial, probably easier in the long run for maintenance and things, but the premium is probably the best version of this game, I would say, if you can get it. The Pro version still works okay. It's a fun table, but it drains really fast. In terms of the elements of the table itself, it is, I would say, a little bit boring because, again, you have a couple of ramp shots, some TIE fighters, and then that's pretty much it. You have a lot of characters, you have a lot of missions and things, but there's not a lot of elements and things like some of the other recent pinball machines I've played, like Mandalorian and Godzilla, just have so many elements happening all over the place. It makes those a little bit more fun in my opinion to play. But Star Wars, still a great IP. I'm super happy, but what it's done is given me that pinball itch. I can see why people get addicted to this. So will I buy another pinball machine? Who knows? I've got my virtual pinball machine right next to it. I can play tons of games in the meantime, but that itch might need to be scratched at some point in the future. We will see. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for taking it to the next level. Bye.